you kind of get this like feeling, like your hairs go up, you get goosebumps whilst you're swimming, that you can find this like different gear, like almost like adrenaline inside of you. Obviously I heard of the 3 Peaks challenge and I was like, why can't I just do the 3 lakes? I think someone attempted it last year and they couldn't do it because, first of all, the sheer size of how much you've got to swim in 24 hours. For me, I mean, the biggest lake in each home nation, it was quite a big challenge, bigger than what my Windermere swim, bigger than I've ever swam before, so I thought, great, this could be something really interesting. And I just thought it was a really unique challenge and never been done before, and kind of took it from there.
Well, he started getting involved in swimming on a sort of serious basis when he was about 6 years old.
His brother was swimming, so he wanted to get into swimming and compete with his brother.
And I remember the school did a video when Hector was about 6 or 7. They interviewed him and they said, what do you want to do when you grow up?
When I grow up, I'm going to be the greatest swimmer the world has ever known. Then I'm going to become a billionaire in business, and then I might become Prime Minister.
I said to him, Hector, you need to work out in which order you want to do those things in. And he was very focused, even in those days. And he said, look, you know, I've got a time life to be, you know, the greatest swimmer in the world. And then I'll move on to other things. Oh, I think he wrote to Blue Peter. He wanted a badge. He wanted a Blue Peter badge when he was about 6 or 7. And Blue Peter were doing something about helping one of our presenters, Io, to get some tips on a swim he was doing.
Loads of messages of support for you. So Andy, Hector, who is 10 and from North Shropshire, has been in touch because he's a very experienced swimmer. He's got lots of records, and he says that the power of your mind is really important. Hector believes that you should think about your goal before the swim, and then imagine how great you'll feel when it's been achieved. During the swim, keep thinking about that feeling.
Really, I suppose up to the age of about 9 or 10, he was an exclusively pool swimmer. But we used to go on holidays to Koper in Slovenia. And there was one of those water park activity parks in the sea, in the Adriatic. It was the end of August, but it was a cold and wet day in Koper. He was desperate to go on this water activity park, and there were no other kids in this. There was no one else on it. And we looked down, and there was some giant, multicoloured jellyfish in the water. And yet it didn't seem to worry him at all, and he just jumped in and carried on playing and everything else. His first open water swim, I think, was when he was about 10 years old.
He's quite an obsessive sort of person, so anything he does full on.
And he went to the British National Open Water Championships. He won that, and he seemed to really relish it and love it and everything else. And so I think that's when he first cottoned onto and decided to move into open water.
UK waterways are in a state which aren't acceptable, and I think for me, I've realised over my career that yes, it's great to go to Olympics and win medals and chase all of these, but using my swimming platform to go beyond that and actually use it as a voice. And obviously pollution and sewage discharge within the UK is something that I'm very passionate about because I'm directly swimming in them. So really fortunate to have partnered with Surfers Against Sewage. Having them behind me is incredible. When I went swimming, but obviously after my Windermere swim in 2023, there was a lot of media about how there had been sewage discharge in there, and water quality around the UK as a whole. It's unknown. We can't really tell it often, and I think you know, I'm really appreciative that we're going to be able to have a water quality sensor on the boat. We're going to be able to get data for all 3 lakes. So yeah, it should be good, and hopefully I come out of it not getting sick. I'm often having conversations with my dad, who's incredibly passionate about swimming, about how the sport can grow, the direction it needs to go in. And I think why I chose this was because I'm still lacking experience in terms of iconic endurance challenges. I've done Windermere, but a step beyond that was either the English Channel or something domestic. Obviously the 3 Peaks is a huge challenge, Why not make it aquatic and go 3 lakes, incorporating all the home nations within the UK, but also finishing in Wales and kind of pay homage to my Welsh roots. 24 hours, 3 countries, never been done before, world first, and I'm looking about 13.5, 14 hours of swimming.
Hector is very driven. He knows what he wants. Recently we had a camp in Flagstaff. He did 10K sessions, it was 100K a week. In Flagstaff I went up to him and asked him, what do you want from swimming? And he was pretty clear with me. He wanted to get a medal in LA, an event like this. It's kind of what he needs to be doing to push the limits of what he's capable of.
I'm probably 1.5 times quicker than the average person who attempts these swims. Rick, how much do you reckon we did hit there? 1,000?
Yeah, probably.
Only 33 more of those. I think just swimming it as a sport, you can't just pick it up.
When comparing any swimming event and running events, you can pretty much multiply the distance of the event by 4 to go from swimming to running. 100 metres in swimming in the pool is roughly similar in duration to a 400 in running. If you just look at the raw distance that he's doing, if you want to translate that into running, you can pretty much quadruple it.
34.5k.
Oh, nice.
Sunrise is 5:30.
Loch Lomond as an individual lake is like 21 miles. If you're going to do an ultramarathon swim, you have to have some sort of speed to be able to complete it in a decent time. Otherwise, you're just going to be swimming for 3 days straight, and you just can't do that. It's 4:52. We're currently in Bala at the moment, staying in a hotel here. We've got about a few more hours, 5-6 hours of winding down. I'm going to try and get some sleep, refuel, and then head down to Ardlew, the other end of the loch, where I'll be starting tonight. So yeah, just winding down a bit, getting ready, and then try and get some sleep, because it's going to be a long day tomorrow. 18.5 hours awake, could be more. I think, yeah, good, in a good position. I felt pretty good in my practice swim earlier. I felt like we were going pretty quick, and there's going to be wind behind us, so I'm excited for that. Yeah, now I'm just excited to see how actually fast I can swim it. Everyone's here, the support's here, it's amazing. Just looking forward to it now. It's been like so long, like planning it, like a year. Yeah, I think obviously I've never done anything like this before, so it's pretty nerve-wracking. It's a bit scary because obviously, like, I believe I can do it and other people believe I can do it, but there's still just like an element of worry. Like, what if something goes wrong? Yeah, that's where the nerves come from, like failing other people who've believed in it and everyone who's donated and things like that. We're in the home stretch now, a few more hours, but I think, yeah, this is probably one of the biggest swims of my career so far. I did a night swim a week ago. It was my first night swim, but I've never done 34k in the dark. So yeah, it's surreal, and hopefully we can do it as fast as possible. The boat is looking good. Water sensor quality.
Put my cushions on it.
Water quality sensor.
Cushions on the boat?
Yeah, to make it comfy.
Oh my God.
For you!
Bum.
I thought we were going. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we are.
It's 10 o'clock.
We're waiting for Alfie.
I thought you said you were going to get 10, it's 10 past.
No, I said, when did that get lost in translation?
I
said 10:20. We're just waiting outside Cameron House. We were ready to go, but classic. I'm not going to say Pardo genetics because I've remembered all my things, but the driver and my brother has forgotten his glasses, so he's had to run back inside and get it. It's okay though, because we did actually say 10:20 and we left a bit early, so we should still be okay. Once he gets here with his glasses, we're going to head to Ardlew. We're in Bala at the moment, the opposite end of the loch, and then an hour to go. Get everything ready, get the wetsuit on, wrap everything, and then be in the water in an hour and 40. Scary. It's very dark outside. My preparation in the build-up wasn't ideal. I mean, obviously I've been preparing for Singapore World Championships, an incredibly hot race, 32 degrees, and I'd done extensive heat prep, like 5 weeks of hot baths, 40 degree, 41 degree waters for 40 minutes. So I was completely prepared for hot water, and then all of a sudden, within 2 weeks, I've got to shift it up, change over to the freezing depths of Loch Lomond, and then to add into it all, I got ill. The water temp's 15.1 here. How long does it stay like that? I did a night swim in Lake Bala. It was only 24 degrees. I woke up the next morning with fever, and I had fever for 2 days.
I can run and get the white one.
The process now, pulling it up slowly. What's the time now?
I think you got 3 or 4 minutes, supposedly. It's 4 minutes.
11:48.
Oh, I've got ages. Doesn't sound nice, does it? You chuck me that on the floor, Dan. Towel.
Black. Let's go to see the sky. Alright. Is what he's saying?
Sounds good.
Oh, this is okay. Well, let's go in here, Nate. See this boat? See that boat there, Hector?
Yeah.
It's coming in there.
Right, you ready?
Yeah.
Sewage is definitely discharged here. Get the sensor on.
Tom.
Go on, Hector.
Yeah, all you.
Let's do it.
Go on, Hector. He's following us. He doesn't know where he's going.
Slightly warmer, 15.8 I think there was.
I mean, the first 2 hours just flew by, and I remember like the first hour, my feeder put up the board with 5k 58 minutes, and I was like, I'm going to be done in about 6 hours 40, which is almost 3 hours quicker than the previous record. And I stopped and I was like, I'm so good, 58 minutes for 5k. But yeah, I think I got the pacing wrong and I quickly started to struggle. Loch Lomond is like probably one of the darkest bodies of water that you can possibly, in the whole world probably. Doesn't really get much darker than that. It's 400-500 metres deep. It's Scotland. And then looking at Loch Lomond and how big it was, feeling how cold it was a scary feeling just staring down at 500 metres deep water, pitch black, and all I'm staring at is fairy lights attached to a boat. It was becoming like, I felt like I was becoming delirious, and then I started to worry, am I really struggling with this cold temperatures at the moment? Because when you do become delirious, that's hypothermia. It's also really like mentally daunting when you look up and you try and see the end point. It's so mentally tough seeing a distance and thinking that looks so far away, and it doesn't get any closer. And then you don't often know that you're actually suffering until it's too late, and then you've got to be pulled out of the water saved. Oh, what distance is that?
19.
Pardon?
19.
19.
19.
What's the time?
4 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
4 hours exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
Good man. Get a good one in you there to warm that. Is it warm?
Yeah.
Starting to come up behind us as well, so we can start getting lighter now.
Nice.
Alright. Doing a great job, fella.
Yeah, go on, buddy.
Really good.
About what, 14k left?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, 14 and a half, yeah.
14.5k left.
Yeah.
Good lad.
Really good, mate.
Nothing left, huh?
And welcome to Tokyo, welcome to the Odaiba Marine Park, this wonderful setting for the marathon swimming event. It's the men's 10-kilometre open water.
Well, my Tokyo 2021 Olympics was cut short. 8 kilometres in, got elbowed in the eye, my eye was bust open, I needed stitching on it, my goggles snapped, and then all of a sudden I just couldn't see out of my eye. I received this huge blow to my eye, impact, all of the adrenaline going through me, and then I just couldn't see it. The goggles went, I tried to look, it was pitch completely black in my eye, and I started to panic. Unfortunately, the lifeguarding team there, being in Japan, Tokyo, didn't really speak amazing English, so I tried to communicate that
is it still intact? You know, is my eye still there? And the lifeguard was showing almost like she was horrified at looking at it, which made me think it was even more ugly than what it actually was. And I had actually fully popped out the socket, and she'd never seen anything like it. So then I, you know, kind of pulled up on the back of the jet ski. They took a closer look at it, and then the jet ski started moving off with me. They said, "It's okay, your eye's still there." And then turned onto my back, looked up at the sky, and at that moment realised you can't, once you've like touched the jet ski and moved, you can't just go, actually, I'm going to get back in and finish.
We've had 2 swimmers that have withdrawn. So the second one was Pardo from Great Britain. So he has withdrawn just after the 8.6 kilometre mark.
Pardo was another who made it through in the last chance saloon in the final qualification in Portugal in June.
Well, at that particular moment, I just felt a huge sense of disappointment for him, because he was, you know, he'd built to that moment, qualifying for the Olympics. He was so pleased, so proud, and then in a moment it's all gone because of an injury like that. So yes, it was quite sad.
So the doctor actually said to me, like, even if you had continued swimming without goggles for another like 2,000 metres, your eye would have got infected. Was told afterwards that I was experiencing something called ocular concussion, where your whole eye just goes black and you can't actually see anything out of it. I couldn't carry on, and then all of these thoughts going through my mind, you know, I'm not an Olympian, I haven't finished, everything, just like a gush of thoughts into your brain, and doubting yourself, and then that kind of was just a prolonged effect. And everything that came with it. But yeah, sports are tough. This is just something that you've got to overcome, and I found it challenging. But I think I was successful in using it as a motivation.
You're good, mate. We're starting to come towards where those islands are as well.
My forearms are
Swim some light stroke if you want for a bit. Don't put so much pressure on your wrist bend.
Yeah.
Just let it go loose for a little bit.
We've gone past 20k now, right?
Yeah.
Bang on basically, yeah.
Right, go.
Go on, buddy.
Just over a 10k race left.
And then as soon as the sun started coming up, that's when it started feeling like time was passing really slowly. The final straight, when you come round the islands in Loch Lomond and you're just staring down at the boat in Bala, just never ending. Yeah, that was really mentally hard. It's just frustration, hunger, tired. I just wanted to get out and start recovering. I'd got in my mind that once Loch Lomond's done, the challenge is done. I can just cruise through Windermere. It'll be a nice quick 3.5, 4 hours will go by really fast compared to 7 hours 45 in Loch Lomond. I was like that initially, climbed out, realised how tired I was, a lot more than I'd anticipated. Obviously I've been lying flat in cold water for nearly 8 hours with no sleep, and then stood up, legs just went, was struggling to walk ashore.
Oh, that was so hard.
Yeah, honestly.
It honestly felt like this boat was never ending. I was just looking at it for like an hour and a half.
You are how you feeling?
Knackered.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You feel
really tired.
cold or?
No, I feel alright, like temperature-wise.
Yeah.
Just my hips.
Aching?
Aching, really sore.
I needed half an hour just sat there, moving really slowly, really sore. You know, getting in the car, going and showering, and covered in wool fat, all of the horrible gunk that was on me. And then getting in the car, then I realised this is going to be one hell of a challenge to now go swim Windermere off the back of that with no sleep. And then I got to Windermere and I was really struggling. I was really worried, my forearms were absolutely wrecked, and I was thinking it's going to be painful every single stroke. But once you just start swimming again and they kind of loosen out and they warm up again, the different tendons, and then once I'd done 10 minutes, I was okay. I got back into a rhythm, and then I was motivated again. I found a new energy, a new rhythm, and then I started finding a new way to stimulate my brain to get through the distance, and it was, can I beat this wetsuit record, 3 hours 35? You know, I started off the first hour just swimming at a pace that I knew I could hold, and then after an hour I got told, you know, 4.6k an hour, and I was like, well, I've been swimming in literally zone 2, I'm not even trying right now, really. What about if I pick the pace up?
That's about the best rhythm you've had so far. I just need the carbs. Keep giving me the carbs, no worries. And I can keep it up. Come on then.
And I picked the pace up from an hour to 2 hours, and I got to like 9.4k, 9.5k in 2 hours. And I was like, right, record's on now. And at that very moment, literally within 5 minutes, I then just start feeling this swell come into me. And I just stopped, and I remember saying, you got the forecast wrong. There's 150 sailing boats here, they've all got the forecast right. Moments like that when swimming those distances, frustration, and sometimes you do bite out at people. The year has not been the best at all. Probably my worst year since turning pro, and I think mainly down to just Olympic blues after the Paris last year.
It's day 14 of the Paris 2024 Olympics, and it's bonjour from the banks of the River Seine as the men's marathon swimming takes centre stage as the opening event on day 14.
I think the Olympic year last year taught me a lot about myself. You know, a huge weight is put on yourself. You know, it's amazing, the Olympics, but also everything is like built around winning an Olympic medal, and then when you fall short and you don't quite achieve that, it just feels quite zapping. You start to like believe you have to win a medal to redeem yourself.
The winds and the currents will play a massive part as they did yesterday.
I did note that one of the competitors, I think it was the British guy, last Olympics, had his nose piece snapped on his goggles, contact with another swimmer.
Not winning that medal, and I was so close this time. You know, I mean, I was 45 seconds off bronze, but with about 800 meters to go, I was 3 seconds. And I mean, the current that on the way back really affected that. It was really unconventional, and most of the time when you're within 3 seconds of striking distance from a medal with 800 meters to go, that's perfect. 45 seconds is actually like 0.3%. So when I look at it, I'm like, I was 0.3% worse than what the guy was who won bronze.
Bronze for Hungary.
Once I finished 6th, didn't actually win a medal, and then it spiraled down a little bit further disappointment. Every athlete thinks they're so mentally tough, and now it's like truly opened up my eyes from how I felt this year to what is the Olympic blues, and like kind of feeling sympathy for anyone who ever said that to me. And I thought in my mind, you know, get over it, just be more tough. Taking on a unique challenge that is unconventional from just the pressures of racing and, you know, racing 80 other guys on the pontoon. I think that's probably what's helped me through quite a lot this year. If I hadn't had it, I think, you know, I might have just taken 5 months out of the water.
You can see the storm jetty there. See all that green kite? Oh, that was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, like I was literally swimming in for 8k into wind. No.
Couple of minutes.
I got Loch Lomond in the arms though, so. And then it was pretty touch and go towards the end. Ended up missing it by like just over 2 minutes.
That's him in.
Oh, as soon as like we got to those sailing boats.
Yeah.
I was like, there's a reason why there's 150 sailing boats out.
Yeah.
Jeps.
Right, well.
3 hours 38:27.
Not bad with no sleep.
All night bender. Thank you.
Brilliant.
If I came like without Loch Lomond in me, I could destroy that record.
Yes, you would, but you know what Rob said? You have got a record because you've done it in the opposite direction to the wetsuit record. So you do have a record for that direction.
Nice.
So there you are.
But still a record from Waterhead to Fell Foot, and I guess it's a record for a reason because the majority of people swim Fell Foot. Like when I did my swim in 2023, I swam the opposite direction because normally the wind blows that way. We'll take it. Got in my mind that Lomond is done. Then I realised that it's not done, Windermere. Then I did Windermere and I was like, now it's done. And then I had a load of caffeine in me and that's probably why I was thinking that. Got in the car, slept a little bit, and then woke up and goes, Jesus, I've got to get back in that cold water. Half of it's going to be in daylight, half of it's going to be in the dark. And I've got to swim another 3 miles.
Running bomb at the end.
Yeah.
We'll drop you off where you want to be dropped. Basically, that's how he's been swimming all day.
Yeah, that's fine.
We'll have you guys sat along this side.
Check out my my hand, how swollen it is. My ankles as well are pretty swollen. "59 minutes is the record. I had a nice little swell behind me. Nice that the wind was finally with me. I mean, I was just in the middle of the lake, swimming, stroke by stroke, zoning out. Just, yeah, I knew the finish was going to be coming up, and previously I'd been like asking for updates. This one I didn't really ask. I didn't ask for a single update. I just knew that I was going to be done with under the hour, and to just keep ticking along, and eventually the finish line will come. So just head down, stare at the boat, stroke by stroke, and eventually I got there.
Well, whole campsite out to sea, give them a wave.
You kind of get this like feeling, like your hairs go up, you get goosebumps whilst you're swimming, that you can find this like different gear, like almost like adrenaline inside of you.
Miscommunication with the pilots on the boat, and I just was swimming where I was told to swim. So they thought that we were finishing at the sailing club, but we were supposed to be finishing opposite. So we came into the sailing club, and then all of a sudden everyone on the pontoon was like, no, Hector, you need to swim across, which was another 500 metres.
Says you've got to get out of the water on the other side.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I'm not swimming over there, surely. And then I had to swim into the swell across, which must have been 800 metres. And I got to a point where it was quite shallow as well, and I could barely even swim anymore. It was so shallow. And then I stopped and I said, it's so shallow here, and I don't think anyone on the boat actually understood me. They were thinking, well, get on with it, what are you on about? And then I just stood up, all 6'4" of me, and the water level literally came up to my shin, and then everyone on the boat was like, oh, right.
He's on land there, his ankles are up.
Over there?
Yes! We were going to swim to meet you, so congratulations.
having something to define this year from. What do I remember from 2025? No, I don't remember it from my poor performance at World Championships or European Championships or whatever those results were previously this year. It's about remembering this swim. This is the defining factor. Grit, determination, digging deep, experiencing the open water community, experiencing the fan base, and just enjoying British waters. It's not a commercial sport, really. Not many people know about it, not many people, even if they do, actually tune in and watch. So 3 events where people are like telling me that they've driven an hour and a half or so, that is an amazing feeling to know that my story and my journey and my career is passed on to someone who lives an hour and a half away from Windermere, and they've driven all the way to Windermere to watch the finish, and they're only going to get to see, I don't know, a few hundred metres, but they want to be there to cheer me on and congratulate me. That's an amazing feeling. And World Champs, Paris, and then maybe the 3 Lakes Challenge. It's definitely within my top 3 of career highlights. A lot of open water swimmers aren't swimming iconic distances, and I think it's a great way to get people engaged with the sport and grow it. Great, you can swim in the Mediterranean Sea with a nice sun beating back down on you, but can you swim in the dark in Loch Lomond, in 14-degree waters? It's an amazing feeling that I've swam 3 different lakes in 3 different countries, and I've travelled literally from Scotland all the way into England and then all the way down to Wales. It's like so many different environments and so many different elements, and that's why I got involved in open water swimming. It's unpredictable and it's always changing. Turning on your back to eat a Mars bar in the middle of Loch Lomond at 2 a.m. in the morning and staring up at the stars, that's open water swimming for you.